Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire! Put! Freeze it! Up! Put up! Up! Outrage! Press! Hanukkah, hut chin, hut, present, hut, hold up, hut, at ease. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Jack Culp. I'm the Second Vice Commander and a Sergeant-at-Arms and the Captain of the Honor Guard here with the American Legion. I'd like to thank you for coming out today and honoring this special day out of the year. And to begin the ceremonies, I would like to introduce our Mayor, Mayor Chris Morrison.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, folks, for coming out today. It's a beautiful day in Tamaqua, and I'm very proud and honored to be here on this day to honor the folks who have given so much for our freedom and the folks who continue to do so. It certainly was a pleasure of mine to spend the morning with Carl Hafer, who's been like a grandfather to me. I've called him Pap since I'm about 5 years old. So this was a special day for myself. Today, we remember those who have given, those who give, those who will continue to give in the future. And it's a special, special day to do so. I've come down this street for the past 9 years, and the attendance was sparse. I was so proud today to see the amount of the people standing on the sides waving from the East End to Lehigh Street. The streets were very full. And that certainly touched my heart, and I was very proud of that. So thank you to all the folks that came out to remember our heroes, our troops. Thank you. Turn it back over to Jack.
They each have stories to tell. The crosses at Normandy, the markers at Punchbowl, the tombs at Arlington, the fallen heroes who rest in places unknown. From our founding revolution to today's global war on terrorism, Nearly 1 million men and women in the armed forces have sacrificed their lives while defending America in times of war. 70 years ago, Americans were still celebrating their great victory in the European theater, a triumph that came at an enormous price. But that celebration was tempered with the determination and sacrifice that still lay ahead, as Americans and their allies were engaging the Japanese in ferocious fighting on the Pacific island of Okinawa. One such American was Dale M. Hansen, a 19-year-old from Wisner, Nebraska. At 5'9" and 141 pounds, Private Hansen was far from the biggest Marine in his reserve unit, but he fought like a giant. He landed on Okinawa with his unit on Easter, 1945. At a critical stage of action on May 7th, Private Hansen crawled to an exposed position where he used a rocket launcher to destroy a strategically located enemy pillbox. After his weapon was destroyed by enemy fire, he seized a rifle and continued a one-man assault and opened fire on 6 Japanese soldiers, killing 4 before his rifle jammed. He fought off the 2 Japanese soldiers with the butt of his rifle, returned for cover, then advanced again with another weapon and some grenades. Private Hansen proceeded to destroy a strong mortar position and annihilate 8 more enemy soldiers. For his actions on May 7th, his parents would later receive his Medal of Honor. For while Private Hansen survived the heroic actions that earned him the medal and the enduring respect and gratitude of the American people, he was killed by a Japanese sniper just 4 days after his amazing display of combat valor. Private Hansen, like so many other defenders of freedom, is forever young. Brittany Gordon lived a life of service. In the Tampa Bay Times, her mother Brenda recalled a letter that her little girl wrote to the Tooth Fairy. "Dear Tooth Fairy, will you please leave the tooth under the bed and I will return it the next night. P.S. I want to take it to my school and share it with my friends." That just speaks volumes to who she was, her mother said. As a 24-year-old Army specialist, Brittany was among a group that was delivering furniture to an intelligence office in eastern Afghanistan on October 13, 2012. She lost her life when a terrorist detonated a suicide vest. Brittany was a shining light, her cousin remembered. Like Private Hansen, Specialist Brittany Gordon is forever young. The numbers of our fallen heroes are not just statistics, they are real people with real family who lived in real communities. We can best honor their sacrifice by remembering their families who have lost so much. Long after the battlefield guns have been silenced and the bombs stop exploding, the children of our fallen warriors will still be missing a parent. Spouses will be without their life partners. Parents will continue to grieve for their heroic sons and daughters that died way too early. We need to be there for them, not just as members of the American Legion family, but as American citizens. Nobody can replace these fallen heroes, especially in the eyes of their families. But we can offer shoulders to cry on, assistance with educational expenses, and assurance that their loved one's sacrifice will not be forgotten. Americans must remember that freedom is not free. In fact, it's only possible because our fallen heroes have paid its high price. A price paid which enables us to have ceremonies and observances like this in towns across this great country. While exceptional valor and sacrifice occur in all of Americans' wars, we did not always honor our fallen with a day dedicated in their honor. In fact, the first Memorial Day was not called Memorial Day. It is believed to have been celebrated with a parade of freed slaves and Union soldiers marching through Charleston, South Carolina in 1865. Waterloo, New York is considered the official birthplace of Memorial Day because after it was observed there on May 5, 1866, General John Murray and General John Logan called on all communities to honor the war dead every year. Logan had been impressed with how the South had honored the fallen Confederate soldiers for years. In 1868, Logan, the head of the prominent veterans group, the Grand Army of the Republic, issued a proclamation that Decoration Day be observed nationwide. The date chosen was May 30th, specifically because it was not on the anniversary of a battle. Still, some communities did not want to honor Decoration Day because of the lingering resentments after the Civil War. The alternative day, Memorial Day, wasn't commonly used until after World War II. Federal law recognized the holiday as Memorial Day in 1967. As the unofficial beginning of summer, let us never lose focus of what Memorial Day means. It's not about the beaches, picnics, or auto races. It's a day to remember. It is a day for us to remember the promise President Lincoln made to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow and his orphan. Remembering our fallen once a year is not enough. The widows, widowers, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and children remember every day. The empty seat at the dinner table, the smaller gathering on Thanksgiving, and the voice of a loved one heard only as a distant memory in one's mind are constant reminders that they are gone. The American Legion has always shown great pride in our nation's fallen heroes and unwavering support for those that America sends in harm's way. On the back of every American Legion membership card is the preamble to our organization's constitution. It pledges, in part, to preserve the memories and incidents of our great associations in the great wars. Today is another opportunity for us to give thanks. We owe it to the heroes that died and the loved ones left behind to make sure that their sacrifices are remembered and that their service to this nation always be honored. Real people, real stories. May God bless them all. Thank you.
And now we will place the wreaths.
Thank you again, everybody, for coming, and please take advantage of the fact that inside the Legion, we have refreshments for you all. Thank you kindly.